my crafty friends, it's Trisha Clark with Sparkle Farts Paper Crafts, and I thought you might want to help me pick out the papers for my signature in the Aviary of Whispers. This is my design team project for April Storm Studio, and I have this stack of books because I have ideas of what I think I want to be in the signature, but I have way more here than I could possibly put in a signature, so I just kind of want to show you some things that I had in mind, and then we can sort through and figure out what's actually going to go in there. So first of all, this is the book. This is going to be the cover for Aviary of Whispers. Let me get out what I have started, the actual printables from the kit that are the basis of this signature. We can take a look at those first and get some stuff out the way. We can bring these back in. Oh my gosh, so many options. Okay, so here is the signature. Isn't this going to be gorgeous? Now, I still need to gut the pages out of the book. This is a 1948, I want to say, book from Norway. All in Norwegian, so cool. April, I'm sending you some pages. But this is, I'm going to take those pages out, and this is going to be the cover of the journal, and I just think it's going to be gorgeous with the colors of this kit and these pages. Aren't they amazing? So excited. So a couple of things to go through. These are various books that I thought might have some pages that I want to use, but before we get started on that, I have some dyed pages and some ledger pages, some of the basics that I typically include in a journal, and I figured we would start with those. And then if we have space left over, we can fill in with some of these others. So let's start. I have gone through my stash and pulled out a few things that I know I want to be included. And one of those is always vintage ledger, right? I think this one would be gorgeous. And it's just about the right size. We would just need to trim a little bit off of the bottom. So we're gonna do one of those. And I love that this one has a lot of writing on it on one side, but then a lot of writing space on the other. So this one is definitely gonna go in here. Let's see how many pages we have to start with so we know how many we're picking out, shall we? We have 1, 2, 3. If you haven't seen the full flip through of this kit, I have another video and I'll link it below in the Aviary of Whispers playlist. I'm not going to go through the whole kit right now, but it is stunning. But we have blues and greens, and I forgot how much blues, and now I'm questioning some of my choices, and I feel like there's other things I want. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I usually like to do 15 to 20 pages in my journals, and I do one signature journals. So we're going to start, we have a ledger page. This is going to be our signature cover, not the journal cover, but our signature cover. And this will be the middle page. So if we have 8 and we want no more than 20, we need how many more? Let's just say we're looking for 10 more pages. Let's start with that. So we have 1. I have this Mamagami page that is like a tree trunk that I thought could be really fun. And as I flip back through this, I still really think it could be. So I think that's going to be 2. Then I have some music paper, and this one is called the Cuckoo. So that's an option. I have this one that is the Robin's Return, and it's music sheet as well, but this might be really fun to bring in some of those blues and the birds. But is the blue the right color? Maybe not, but it could be, right? I think we could make it work. It would definitely add something different, but I'm not sure. So it's not a strong contender. I definitely want to put a piece of this in here, and this is really just more for texture and crinkle. And this is some vintage onion skin paper for pages. They're very thin, but the sound and the feel, and again, they would line something else. These probably won't even count as a full page because they're so thin. I would not decorate them, but we're definitely going to include one of those. So there's that. Put these away. And then I went through all of my jelly prints to decide not necessarily to use as pages, but were there pieces that I wanted to turn into ephemera? Maybe. So let's take a look at those and see if any of them are worthy of pages or ephemera. Now, I looked at these and picked some of this based on my memory of colors and not necessarily having the pages next, but that guest check could be gorgeous. This guest check decorated, I think those colors might be slightly off, so that one's a no. This could be a small book page that has been stenciled that could go well, so I think that's a keeper for something. And then this one, I love the gold, and I feel like there were a couple of pages that had some purple. Let's see if we can find one, and if not, maybe this one doesn't make it. Like even that is very pretty. That wood, that purple comes out when you put it next to this, and that gold is really pretty. That might be an option. What's the page I was thinking of? I know there was one that I felt like, and maybe I saved it for, see, even that. Yeah, I might have to go next to this one. I might have saved it for ephemera, but I swear there was one that had some purple. See, it goes well with that too. And even, ooh, wait, how about that? That's really pretty together. It brings out a little bit of this. We've got some pink for the, I think that could work. Okay, we're gonna set this one. So we have 4, we needed a total, I'm not even gonna count this one. We need a total of 10. This is another one that I thought could be really fun as one of those shorter pages. That looks gorgeous right there, doesn't it? Okay. So I love to have different sizes, different textures, different colors. So that's what I'm going for here. That's going to be an embellishment, not a page. And I just really like that one better. I had this Audubon calendar that I thought might be fun to pick a bird out of. But I don't know if any of the birds are going to give the right vibe. And this is such a gorgeous grungy. I think these might be too vibrant and clean. So next to the papers, those are a no. Here's a fun jelly print that I think I might save. These will be saved for, I think, making ephemera instead. Where are some of the pages with the blue? I don't think those are the right blues. Ooh. But this, well, I think we'll save this one and make some pockets or some ephemera, and it won't actually be part of the pages. And so we'll stick that one over here. It's not going to be part of the pages. I loved this wood grain, but the greens are not right, and those are way too bright, so those are a no. Too bright, that's a no. This one's just a fun book page that's got some spritz spray to it. But I think I like the other book page we have picked better. Too red, too green. Okay, well, that was quick and easy. Put those away. And these away. Cool. All right, so we have pages for ephemera. We'll stick over here. We have pages for our signature. So we have 1, 2, 3. I'm going to call it 4. And we needed like 10, right? Cool. All right, so these are some really cool. I hope I was in frame for all of that. I need to move my camera a little bit. Let's move you this way. These are a bunch of gorgeous bird prints I found at a flea market. You aren't going to believe that I got these all for $2. But there's so many gorgeous prints that I thought could either be cut out, or they could be folded into a page, or they could be cut into a page and maybe just shorter, right? We could shorten these. But picking which one, I think, is going to be really hard. I got to find the right colors, if there even is one. That's not it. I love the darkness of this with the kit. I feel like that vibe matches, but the colors don't exactly. I've been dying to use these. I'm going to be real sad if I can't find one that'll work. All right, well, the cream and the greens of that one are lovely. Could go here, maybe. Okay, so that's a maybe. These aren't right at all. Aren't they stunning? I wish I knew what the copyright was as to whether I could make copies of them or not. Oh. Okay, there's a blue. That's a no. Isn't that one fun? Not for this journal, but a lot of fun colors in that page. Oh boy. Oh boy. What to do, what to do. All right, well, this one is a no. These are no's, for sure. So we are down to these two. Let's flip through our signature again and see what we think. April, you do such a phenomenal job at all these teals. Geez, see, like I look here and it's this one, right? And this one would also, because of the bird angles, could be very pretty folded in the middle, whereas I think this one would, no, that one could work too. Oh man, choices are hard, right? What else we got? Oh, see, that really brings out that one, doesn't it? I really feel like I have to go with this one, though. We're going to go with this one. All right, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need 5 more pages. Now we're going to look through some dyed pages and see if there's anything in here that we think would work. I've already got ledger, so I don't feel like, and I don't feel like that pink is right in this. Too purple, too bright, too purple, too green, too bold. That's for sunflowers. No, that's for Americana. I mean, we could go basic, break it all up a little bit. We could go teal, which I think I've done in every journal of April's I've done, because it speaks to me. Too bright. I do kind of dig this one for something different than anything we've done next to that paper. But I feel like I'm putting a lot next to that paper and not everything is going to pop from that paper. But we're going to hold that one out just to see. Oh, man. Or is it that one? Let's look at some other pages. I think it has to be this one. Yep, these aren't the right ones. Yep. Those have to wait for something else. Isn't that gorgeous for this grungy album, though? Oh, goodness. We've got the teal and the browns, and it brings out a little bit of that. I think I changed my mind. Friends. I think it's that one. So do we do this one and this one, or this one and this one? All right, well, before I change my mind again, I think we're just going to leave those three out as we pick the others. That's too much. Yeah, it's definitely this one. And the question is, do I do another one? And we have so much bold color. I think I'm going to have to go with this one. I've done so much teal. Okay, I'm going to stop there on those. I'm not even going to look any further. Those are the two for this one. And all of these beauties that I have shown in my video are going to have to wait. Sorry, my lovelies. You're going to have to wait for another journal. This isn't yours. All right, put this one away. All right, next up. Do we want any of these patterns? And I can already tell you, I don't think I do, because there's already so much pattern and color going on in this one. I don't think it's these. Nope. Okay, well, that made it easier, didn't it? Cool. So we have 1, 2. Oh, and these are all going to look great together. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need 3 more. So the question is, do we do some music paper? I have this really cool set of these bird cards. I've sent out a few decorated for Happy Mail, and we're not going to talk about ephemera right now, but this comes with this gorgeous bird book that might have a couple of fun pages that we could include. Too bright and vivid. I do like this owl nightjar. That could be a nice addition that lightens things up a little bit. I don't need more bluebirds. We could do the owl. There is a lovely owl in this kit that I'm saving for some ephemera. We could do the lovely owl. Where does this book come apart? Does it have signatures or is it just glued? Can you tell? I feel like it's glued, which means it's going to be real hard to get. Oh, no. I see strings. Are you the middle? I see strings. I think I see strings. Where's the middle? Was that the middle? Did I get lucky enough to find the middle by accident? No. Did I? Let's see. No. Okay, so he's not going to work for pages. He'll work for ephemera, but not pages. All right, then I got this lovely new book, Secrets of the Devon Wood. And these pages, oh, that's right. I know I wanted to do one of these. This book is absolutely stunning if you've never seen it. And I've pulled some pages out. I love this for journaling spots. So I think we should include at least one of those. And we don't have a lot of journaling space in here. So maybe we actually do 2. And then we just find one more page for the actual journal. And I did see several birds in here. What I was struggling with, though, was bugs don't really fit this journal. And that's what was on the rest of on the other sides of the pages. I do love the idea of the forest floor, but wasn't in love with the snake, but I suppose I could decorate that page. That's an option. Not the right colors, but gorgeous. Yeah, not the right colors. Isn't this book so fun? Oh, I do like this one though. And then we have mushrooms. I think it might be this one. Let's see how we think as we put the signature together. We might change our minds. All right, let's put Devonwood away. And then the other couple that I had was this children's book, which I've already decided against. I do have this World Atlas of Birds. That's really fun. But again, it's so stark and bright and glossy that I don't think it matches the grunge of the journal, but could be great for just like a vintage bird journal if we wanted to do something later. So I think we've made most of our choices. And the last one I have is Harper's Bazaar, and it's more just because I love the vintage pages. I don't know if there's anything in here that's going to be any good, or if they're even foldable without crumbling. But I thought it would be fun to look for a vintage book page. I love all the illustrations in here. Aren't they gorgeous? Oh, look, look. Our young entomologist captures a fine specimen, and we've got little birds here. There we go. I think that's going to be the last one. I had a feeling there was going to be something in there, but this thing is truly falling apart, but it is so fabulous. Look at that cover. Delicious. Delicious, if books can be delicious. Okay. We now have... I think we should do the cuckoo. And we're not going to do any dictionary page as an actual page. We might do some ephemera with it. Okay. So let's go ahead and fold these. Oh, yeah. These are going to be tough to use. Those birds are going to have to be backed and be ephemera. It won't work for a page. They're too brittle. Bummer. Okay, well, that makes things easier, doesn't it? All right, the cuckoo. Are we going to go this way? Or are we going to go this way? We're going to go this way, and I am going to put some washi along that spine just to make sure it doesn't fall apart. 1, 2, 3. And yes, we'll have to trim all these to be the right size. I think that one's also going to need a little bit of washi because it didn't come out of the spine, but I really do want to use that one. 4. The question on this one. Does she become... Oh, I hate it when I run into things and they're just a little bit too fragile to be what I want them to be. So some of these are going to need a little extra love. And that's okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put washi on the back so that it doesn't interfere with this, but we'll put some on the back to strengthen that as that page, and it should be fine. This will be a fun short little page. We've got just our add a bit of texture. That's what these are really for texture more than anything. We've got our ledger, and we've got this little beauty. And we'll do this with. And then this one is already a nice big folio. I can't decide if I want it to be full size or if I want to cut it in half and it be a short page. Well, let's just see how it looks as we pull it all together, shall we? I'll worry about washi tape and all that other stuff later. Okay. Who is going to look best here? Is it? I think it's you, honestly. And so do we do... Yeah, I get 2 pages out of this, don't I? Awesome. Let's... There we go. Let's save that one for something else because it's so delicious. And we are going to... put this one... Do we like it this way? Or this way? This way. Look how fun that is. But the only problem I have with that is now the colors don't look right there. But we could put something else in between there. This does look great with this. And then do we go ahead and do this guy? Like so. It does look pretty good, doesn't he? And then he's texture. Okay. We know that we liked this here. Or oh, please don't break. Please don't break. Okay. Maybe it goes here. And this one goes here. Kind of like that. All right. And then we have this one. And I think this one. Then we get here. See, now I start questioning everything. I kind of like this together, especially with the feathers. And we could do this. I think I like that. Then I kind of like the idea of the ledger for the fresh eggs. I kind of like this one here. And here we could do our lovely onion skin. I feel like I have 2 pieces here. It's just so delicate. And I think I have it folded backwards. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so we still have 2 more pages. How bulky is this going to be for our little book, do you think? Let's see. I think for that size of spine, we might have to dial it back a notch. And I think I'm going to take this one out because it's pretty bulky. And I definitely want more space for journaling. So it's important to me that this one gets in here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Do we want it next to its buddy, or do we want it separated? I really like that one with that one, and that one with that one. And that could work in terms, well, no, because this could also be journaling and not decorated. Let's do this, maybe. And do we want this? Let's see what we think of this. And I get it, they're not trimmed up perfectly right, but I think we're really close with this being, imagine. Well, pretend with me, if you will. This opens, we've got you, you, you. The blue picks up there. Yeah. I think this works. I think this works. Let me know what you think. I mean, I have to trim it down. I still need to gut the book, but I think this works really well to leave us journaling space, decorating space, etc. Yeah. I think this is going to be perfect. All right, I'll come back once I've gutted the book and trimmed these down and added some washi, and I'll show you how it looks before we sew it all in together. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next video. Check out the Aviary of Whispers kit from April Storm Studio. The link is in the comments below. See ya.